So we have the scores update for women's college basketball on Thursday, March 13th, 2025, and Friday, March 14th, 2025. We're going to talk about this games preview in the last remaining conference tournaments that are going on tomorrow, and then in Saturday, tomorrow, in the semifinals tomorrow, and then doing the finals on Sunday, or Saturday, so the finals on Saturday. And then there's 4 conferences that is the final on Sunday, 2 that have the semifinals on Saturday, and the quarterfinals tomorrow. So the SWAC tournament quarterfinal, 6 seed Alcorn State upset the 3 seed Alabama A&M. They upset them. They were number 3 seed gets upset. And the only chance Alabama A&M has is if Texas Southern actually wins the SWAC, because then Southern would be the number 1, would be the WBTM at qualifier, and Alabama A&M would be the WNITM at qualifier, and they would take it. So that qualifying did, especially for these unmet bid leagues, and then your only chance in any postseason win is an unmet bid, you would take it. And they still have to beat CIC, but obviously, 2 best SWAC teams and 2 best MEAC teams. But obviously, they don't want that, You don't want that. So, they're in the NCAA tournament film said, and you don't want that, or a higher tier postseason tournament, which is like the WBIT, WNIT, and you don't want that, obviously. You'd rather be in those tournaments, but you at least have a fallback about stuff. Alcorn State now plays Texas Southern tomorrow in the SWAC tournament semifinals. William & Mary beats Hofstra, and they play NCAA tomorrow after they won 76-65. Coppin State, number 4 seed in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. They defeat NC Central 57-48, and they advance to play Norfolk State, the number 1 seed, and team who's been ultra dominant in the MEAC all year. In Mount St. Mary's, the 4, Mount St. Mary's is the 4. They survive against Marist, the 5 seed. Yeah, Marist is the 5. Mount St. Mary's is the 4. And there's a 29 fourth quarter by Marist. Mount St. Mary's up big, especially after that second quarter, 15 point. They make them up 13 after 1.5, and then they were up 22 after 3 quarters. And then Marist came back, and Mount St. Mary's had put on the bench, but that gave them some rest, but they put back in, and they had to. Mount St. Mary's, the 4 seed, advances to play the 1 seed Fairfield tomorrow in the Metric Athletic Conference Championship semifinals. In the 3rd CUSA Championship quarterfinal, the Conference USA Championship quarterfinal, Louisiana Tech, the 6. Louisiana Tech is the 5. They beat New Mexico State, the 4 seed, 60-55. Bradley in the 9-8 matchup in the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, the first round. Bradley, all 12 teams make it to Evansville. They're playing Evansville this year, and that's it. And Bradley, the 9th seed, defeats Valparaiso 8, 64-58 in the first round. In the Coastal Athletic Association Championship second round, Monmouth defeats Hampton 62-54. So that was in the 12-5 matchup. Hampton loses in their season over. Monmouth advances to play Drexel in the quarterfinals near the Eastern Shore in the 3-6 matchup. Oregon State was the 6. Mary Eastern Shore is the 3. And they play Howard, and Mary Eastern Shore advances by Howard in the 4th and final tournament quarterfinal. In the 4th and final Metrolinx Athletic Championship quarterfinal, Merrimack, the 6th seed, advances to play the second seed Quinnipiac, Siena. They beat Siena 79-72. It's a close one, but just that third quarter for Merrimack, and they were up 6. Really put out reach for Siena in that fourth. Siena just won't come back enough. Merrimack held up, scored just enough to keep it a little bit out, too much outreach for them. And then Utah Valley in the 5-4 matchup. Utah Valley as the 5 in the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC tournament quarterfinal. They defeat Abilene Christian 75-65 in the winner defeat, and they as the 5 seed at Utah Valley to play Yankini in the 1 seed in the WAC tournament semifinals. In the Conference USA Championship quarterfinal game, Western Kentucky defeats Florida International, the 3 seed Western Kentucky advances to Friday evening's semifinal session. Western Kentucky, the women actually play in the evening on Friday instead of playing Friday afternoon, and that's because of the fact that they have the Conference USA Championship in the morning. Well, the women play in the afternoon, and then the MAC women play an hour earlier than they're used to, 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And then the men actually play in between that when the men's CUSA championships are done. 2 hours. They have a 2-hour time window for the second game, and then it starts, so might have a little bit overlap in between the two, but they do it the same game. But the conferences have to agree to that pretty much, so they can get all of them in full, show them all. And get my toe biased, but that's just fine, And then you got that, and then you got the conferences say that's why they're in the night session. I thought it might, but that explains why. And then you have UC San Diego as the 4 seed. Events beat Cal Poly, the 8 seed. Cal Poly upset the 5 seed yesterday, and they play UC San Diego the 4. Had a close one, but they lost 50-54. And UC San Diego faces the 1 seed Hawaii, who got a bye to the Big West Championship semifinals. And Western Kentucky has to play Middle Tennessee State in Western Kentucky. Didn't end up being Middle Tennessee State, so I believe they did. Yes, they did at home. So, and then Middle Tennessee got them by 10 second time. So we'll see how that's going to be interesting. And then Louisiana Tech defeated Liberty by 1. Besides Middle Tennessee State spring game, each game, they actually played in the semifinals the point, so actually beat them. Their game, their second last of the year, each team. So, and then you have, that's in conference by second loss, not second loss, like overall, but of the 2 conference losses they split, and then the other team that beat them is their second loss, basically. So Illinois State defeats Southern Illinois in the first round of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. That was in the 12-5 matchup. Illinois State as a 12 Illinois State as a 5, defeats Southern Illinois at 12. And they play Drake, I believe. Yes. And then Bradley plays Murray State. Then we have the 3 seed Steve Austin. They defeat the 1 seed Southeastern Louisiana. So Southeastern Louisiana as the 1 seed, and they didn't make the NCAA tournament. They earned the right to the WBIT as the 1 seed. 1 seed that don't win their conference tournament for 1 bid league. And don't earn. If you're 1 bid league and you're the 1 seed, don't win your conference tournament, you automatically make the WBIT, just how the men's NIT used to be. The men's NIT used to be 1 seeds. Didn't make the that didn't, for 1 bid leagues, they didn't make the NCAA tournament. And then it was a bunch of at-larges from like mid-majors, from good deserving mid-majors that were like, 1 bid league that had like good nets, but didn't make the NCAA tournament for a reason. Like, I don't want to say this, it's like Southeastern, they're a solid team. Like, Grand Canyon didn't make they'd be in the WBIT, but it's still 1 seed, but the Grand Canyon remained anyways. You have like mid-major, you'd have teams like, probably like, Missouri Valley Conference teams like Drake, like Murray State, like stuff like that, so, like Missouri State, so. And then UT Arlington, the 3 seed, defeats California Baptist, the 6 seed, 72-66. In California Baptist, will follow the tournament. The UT Arlington, the 3 seed, advances to the semifinals to play Turtleton State. Southeast and Steve Austin is the 3 seed. They were out the Southland for a little while. They were in the WAC for a few seasons, and they went back to Southland. And the Southland is up. Steve Austin, 29-5, which is pretty crazy though. Not there. Maybe a couple mid-major or a couple Mountain West teams, which Mountain West is a good major conference. You have the San Diego State, the Colorado State, San Diego State, who actually won the Mountain West. They beat them, and they actually beat them in San Diego. So they actually beat them, and they beat Colorado State. So which is just really 2 good wins. They fell 4 times in the conference, which is kind of surprising, but it's still almost 30 wins a year. They're going to have a tough road in the NCAA tournament, but I could see them upsetting a seed, maybe, potentially. Steve Austin. Then Jackson State in the 4-5 matchup. Jackson State is the 4, Grambling State was the 5. The higher team, the weight team designated is usually the team with the higher seed. The lower seed number is usually the home team. But Jackson State, the 4, has to play Southern, the 1 seed, in the SWAC tournament semifinals now. They have 57-47 over Grambling in the SWAC. A lot of these teams are good, solid teams. There's records in the SWAC. Their records, raw records, just in Charlotte Grambling. Their teams that they played. I think they played a bunch of power conference teams. And we get them a check. And that goes to Louisville. So, but there's still solid teams in our conference. So, especially top 4. Top 5 actually. Top 5 C was only 3 games back on 1 C, which is pretty good. So, and then in the Big West quarterfinal, UC was the 3 seed, beat UC Riverside 60-51. So UC advances to the Big West Championship semifinals to play the 2 seed UC Irvine in Henderson. And then Delaware defeats UNC Wilmington 71-55, and Delaware as the 7th seed, they beat the 10 UNC Wilmington. Delaware has to play the Delaware. That's a tough match. Now they play the 2 seed in Charleston. Lehigh defeats Holy Cross in the Patriot League Championship semifinals. And Lehigh was on campus sites. The Patriot League does campus site quarterfinals and semifinals, as well as the final. And first round games. They do basically the whole championship is like they don't do reseeding, and so if like there's upset like the 8 seed beats the 1 seed, say, then and then say it's either 5 or 4 wins, it would be actually 8 versus like 4, 8 versus 5. So they actually do hiders, which in this case would be Holy Cross playing Army, but now playing Lehigh, but they actually didn't. The 6 was a 3 seed upset, so but no, defeat falls to Army 49-3, and Lehigh defeats Holy Cross 65-44. So they will play for the Patriot League Championship final. And they actually spaced their games out a few days apart, like it is in conference play. Like they do Wednesday to Saturday, so. But just between the first round and quarterfinals is a little bit less spaced out, just because of the fact that they have to fit all the games that they play on that week. Let's start the first round. Last week they played Wednesday, and then they played Saturday like regular, so. And then Stonehill defeats Limon 60-41. Stonehill, they actually do the racing in the Northeast Conference. And Stonehill was a 2. They had to play Limon 5, who won at home. And then Chicago State, they beat Central Connecticut State. Yes, they beat Central Connecticut, and then Limon beat St. Francis, PA. So it's Fairleigh Dickinson blew out Chicago State. Chicago State had a really tough non-conference. Did not win a game in the non-conference, but they played Iowa State, Butler, Cleveland State, which is really good mid-major, Florida, Arizona. They played some good mid-majors. Played some top power conference teams at home. They played Oklahoma State. They played SMU power conference teams. Mississippi State at home. And Texas, which is a good mid-major. So, but then they played Chicago. Had some tough games. Played Fairleigh Dickinson close the first game. Had a bunch of close games, and had a bunch of close games pretty much in conference play. Pretty much most of them are pretty much close games, except for a few. The majority were close. So they didn't get like blown out in conference, pretty much mostly. Really, so except for like one, maybe it was a couple of double digits. There's one double digit loss, but in conference, but that was pretty much it. They really tested themselves and it showed they just ran out of steam in the semifinals. Then UIC, the Flames, they advanced to the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament quarterfinals in the 10-7 matchup. UIC 7, Evansville 10, and UIC advances to play the 2 seed, Missouri State. And then Townsend, as in the 11-6 matchup, Townsend upsets Elon. Townsend actually had to play in the first round in the 11-14 matchup, and Townsend wins over Elon, the 6 seed, 53-47. In the Coastal Championship second round, they advanced to the quarterfinals. And Northern Iowa advances to the Missouri Valley Conference tournament first round. As the 6th seed, they beat the 11th seed Indiana State, who only had 4 wins overall this season. Really tough year for Indiana State, but Northern Iowa advances 87-73. So Northern Iowa advances to play Belmont at 9:03 Eastern, 8:03 local, 8:03 Central. And then Townsend, as the 11th seed, advances to play the 3 seed Campbell Camels. And then we have some games early tomorrow. Kent State Ball State at 10 Eastern. And then in the MAC Championship semifinals, like I said, it is before the MAC Championship final for the men's MAC Championship. Mid-afternoon, so for CBS Sports Network, so that's why. Then we have the SWAC tournament semifinals. The women play first and the men play in the second game of each session. They kind of like a men's women's and men's doubleheader. The SWAC does on Saturdays. Now they do it where the women have their own days on Thursday. Standalone. There's just women only on Thursdays and men only on Mondays. So, and then we have the CA Championship quarterfinals. Starting at noon Eastern. So with the MEAC semi, first the MEAC semi, the Medtronic Athletic Conference semis for the women, and then the MEAC Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference tournament semis for the women. And then we have the second MAC semifinal at 12:30 Eastern, ESPN Plus, Buffalo and 2. And then we have the Missouri Valley Conference for the men plays first. And they do it earlier so that the men can get their championship game in semifinals and CBS Sports Network, their championship game in CBS. So, and then the women, they do the women where women are, because of the men's championship games on Saturday and stuff like that for Champ Week. And then there's some women's championship games on ESPNU, or ESPN1 ESPN News from the MEAC. But yeah, so they do play on ESPN2, and they do that, with the women's stuff, like the women's, who does the women's March Madness, which is awesome, which I like that. That they do, even though they could go to CBS Sports Network, but they don't, which I like. Especially on ESPN Plus, there's most of their games. Then we have the continuation of the MEAC tournament, the CAA, the Medtronic Athletic. Then we go to the WAC, the Big West. Then Missouri Valley Conference. Then we start with the AB League semifinals. Penn, the 4 seed, plays Columbia, the 1 seed, at 4:03 Eastern. Then we also have the Vermont and University of UAlbany. They play at 5 Eastern on ESPNU and ESPN Plus simulcast. And that is from campus site, Vermont and UAlbany. And that is for the 19th spot in the conference tournament, in the NCAA tournament. As Fairleigh Dickinson, whose win makes Stonehill ineligible for the NCAA tournament. However, they're still going to play for the conference title. It's just that Fairleigh Dickinson wins, with Stonehill being ineligible. But it would be a feel-good story if Stonehill happened to be the only team to knock out Fairleigh Dickinson in conference. How much hurt Fairleigh Dickinson's record overall? Fairleigh Dickinson's seed, though. It would, so. And Fairleigh Dickinson probably knows that, though. But Fairleigh Dickinson wants to win, be competitive, be perfect in conference and the conference tournament. And also. And then this would be a good game. Loser goes to WN. If UAlbany wins or loses, they go to WBIT. If Vermont loses, they go to WNIT. So losers in a secondary tournament. However, you don't want to be in a secondary tournament. You want to win and be in the big NCAA tournament. Even if you get blown out in the first, even if you're 16 seed, get blown out by the best 1 seed, by the number 1 seed, overall seed in the tournament, and you're 16 seed, and you don't have to play a first 4 game, and you get blown out. Like majorly get blown out. You're not judged by that. As like a mid-major coach, you're not. I mean, your goal is maybe like the max goal you have is you win the conference tournament. And if you don't win the conference tournament, can you put up a good showing in like good competitive showing in like a second or third tier tournament, like the WBIT or WNIT, and be competitive there against teams, that are more your caliber of team. That are top teams in mid majors that didn't make conference tournament, but they're good, solid mid majors. They just didn't make the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? No. And then we have the continuation of the WAC tournament. So that was a SWAC, the Big West, the CA Championship Quarterfinals. And the CA does it where the men play first, then the women play, and the men play first, so that there's semifinals. And final can be on CA Sports Network, and then and then so that's what they do. So in some conferences like the Patriot League, they do it so the men's final can be on TV earlier than the women's final can be on their own TV standalone. And they haven't standalone AC with the Missouri with that. American East they do it where standalone for the women for the moment different days. Women play one day and the men play one day. They don't play both men's and women's games on the same day. And that is also because one of the two American East semifinals are on ESPN2 from campus sites. And then also so that, they get their own. If both are playing at home, they both play at home. One isn't played like earlier in the day, and then the other one, you know what I mean? They both get like an actual fair shot to play at like night. They're not like women's teams playing first, maybe in front of a lesser crowd than the men, because the game starts a little later. Then we have this Conference USA Championship semifinals, and two Missouri Valley Tournament quarterfinals. Then we have the Harvard Princeton. Harvard Princeton is kind of a bubble matchup. Both teams are near on the bubble of the NCAA tournament or bust. So Harvard winner, if they want to make a two-bit Ivy League on the bubble, Harvard's going to have for Harvard Princeton, especially the bubble being a little bit weaker. Harvard or Princeton can get in without winning the conference tournament. They're going to have to win that game for sure. As long as you don't get blown out against like the Columbia ones, which they should. As long as you don't get blown out, as long as it's a competitive, close game, the loser is going to be in of if Harvard Princeton versus Columbia. So, and then we have Townsend Campbell. No, it's just like no, it's Family Northern Alabama.